Hello and good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, here from Kelso High School. It's Nick Sisson alongside my broadcast partner for tonight, Coach Hayden Tilton of the Seton Catholic Cougars, and we are set to enjoy the Tumwater Thunderbirds and the R.A. Long Lumberjacks. Something's got to give here tonight, Tilty, with Tumwater coming in on a 20-game winning streak. If you thought that was impressive, wait till you hear about the R.A. Long Lumberjacks. They're on a 24-game win streak. So something's going to happen here tonight. One of these teams is going to be crowned District 4 2A champions. The Jacks are looking for their second straight championship and also looking for their fourth in 5 seasons. Quite an accomplishment for Jure Key, and a guy that you know really well. And just talk a little bit about the Lumberjacks and what makes it so hard to play against them.
Well, shout out to Coach Key getting into this position, multiple times. He's going for his, what'd you say, fourth in 5 years? I mean, just getting to those points is pretty unbelievable. And his style, the things that they do, their defense dictates everything. I know Coach Key pretty well. He's an intense guy. In the way that they run and jump, the way that they get after ball handlers, the way that they, shoot on screens, just all those little details that they practice. You're going to see it tonight. 2 very different styles, and we'll see if R.A. Long style carries them forward.
Yeah, I mean, I made a comment after the game against Woodland that Tumwater had played, and I said to Coach Key, I was like, these guys look like Mark Morris, the way that they move the ball up and down the court. Josh Wilson, a disciple of Mark Morris, just like Jure Key, a disciple of Mark Morris under the Bill Backamus coaching tree. You've been on that tree as well. So you have a pretty good idea about what type of system that these guys are going to want to run. And Tumwater has taken a page straight out of your guys' book, formerly, a player there. I mean, the system's never changed, just the players inside the uniforms.
Well, you have Josh Wilson, a guy that not only has coached at high levels, he's also played at high levels. I mean, I remember watching his 2005 team playing the state championship, on that same page. Guess what? I watched Jure Key playing his state championship game in 2007. I've got to coach against both of these guys. 2 very different styles, but I tell you what, 2 incredible coaches, 2 guys that care about kids, 2 guys that care about the game. And they played with each other. So it's going to be fun to see old teammates go at it tonight.
We are just about set here for pregame introductions and most likely the national anthem once again, as we do welcome everybody here to Kelso High School. How they got here, Tumwater defeated Woodland 72-63 in their semifinal game, while the Lumberjacks beat Columbia River for the 3rd time this season, 58-50. We got the comment section already hot. Aunt Herrera's Unk in the chat. Ooh, Unk, I like it. And the R.A. Long Lumberjacks, designated as the home team here tonight, will be wearing the white jerseys. And we are going to rise here for the national anthem. national anthem performed by the R.A. Long Pep Band here for that rendition. Starting lineups here for Tumwater. First starter, number 4, Julian Balsley. Number 5, Jake Reed. Number 15, Landon Ankers. Number 20, Ethan Bayo. And then number 34, Luke Overbay. Tumwater's head coached by Josh Wilson. Now time to introduce the R.A. Long Lumberjacks. First starter, Cam Newsom. And then second guard position, Jeff Rookledge. Starting at the forward position, number 21, Josh Crane. And another wing / guard, number 23, Landon Irwin. And the man in the middle for the Lumberjacks, Brenner Coates, number 24. Brenner's been coming on late and really developing some post presence down low for Drake. He's something that we thought they would have a lot of coming into this season, Coach, with Rhett Young. And, you know, if I told you that they were going to lose, R.A. Long was going to lose their best player, who's the league player of the year, 6'9", and they're going to be undefeated the next year playing for a district championship, you probably would have said that I need to take off my R.A. Long glasses and look at things a little bit more objectively. And all they've done is prove me right. So
you know, we got to watch them play all the way back in June up at Union for the Titanic Clash, and I don't think Rhett was playing. He hadn't got hurt yet, but Coates was filling in, and even from that moment, we stepped away and we were like, man, even without that guy on the floor, they're pretty good. And clearly proven that right.
We are about set for tip-off. Jacks will be working from right to left on your screen. Tumwater from left to right. Coates against Overbay. And it's the T-Birds who control the tip. Bayo with it. Gets it to Ankers. Now far wing. Reed facing up. Puts it on the deck. Lobs inside for Overbay.
Not a bad way to start, Nick.
Sources say that is a shot in the arm, Coach. 2-0. Overbay with the dunk, the nice back screen here, as we've got a drive and a trip, and a foul is going to be called. Irwin driving it hard to the hole. My goodness, Coach.
Well, it gives you a quick sample of what Tumwater does. They move, they cut, they run things, and clearly Josh had a plan to get things going.
Traveling violation called on Irwin here on the near wing. Turns it over. Well, that'll get people up out of their seats quickly, Coach.
Yeah. And here R.A. Long, little run and jump action. Tumwater trying to balance it with some backdoor stuff.
Rotation around the key here. And now near wing, Balsley goes to Bayo. Bayo cut off, loses it out of bounds. Irwin picks it up before it goes out of bounds. And the Jacks force the turnover and come back the other way with Newsom. Now here to the corner, faced up Crane, goes back to Cam. Cam goes back to Josh. Josh looking in at Brenner, fakes, gets inside and kicks. Newsom, a lot of space. His three tickles the twine, and the Jacks respond, and they've got their first lead of the ball game.
Now, this is where R.A. Long's at their best, off of a make. Here we go. We're going to have a little soft pressure. I don't know if they're going to run and jump them right now, but you're going to see R.A. Long kind of in their familiar and comfortable territory off of makes.
Drive, easy. Bayo goes up and scores. Now he's a high riser as well there, Tulty.
Yeah.
And now they're showing some pressure.
Soft 2-2-1. Drop back to man.
Nice feed down low. Coates goes up, misses it though. Overbay rebounds it. Now looking to get up the court. That ball is deflected by Newsom, but kept in bounds. Balsley working on Coates, finds Anchors. Anchors shoulders in, hop step into Rookledge, foul called, and it's going to be free throws here for Tumwater.
You know, the thing that Josh is probably talking with his staff right now is Coates guarding on the perimeter, right? They're probably wanting maybe some screen actions, some switch actions, getting guys with the ball and Coates guarding them on the perimeter. We'll see as the game goes on if that's what they want to do.
Anchors' second is good, and the T-Birds lead it now by 3, 6-3. That ball is thrown away, saved. The Jacks got to advance it in a hurry, and they do. Newsom, bounce pass far side. Irwin moves it out to Cam. Cam fakes the rotation, looking for a screen, gets it from Josh, and then throws it back far side. Irwin behind the line for the tie, short. Coates rebounds it, though, inside for the Jacks, and gets it out up top to Crane. Circling the top now.
Kind of a soft zone here.
Newsom gets the angle, kicks. Crane open for 3 in the tie. Splash. Six.
Run this little back pick, rise, elevate.
Far side handoff now. Bayo bumping down into Newsom, finds Overbay, kind of ran off the three-point line, hands off Reed, switch on defense. Crane picked him up, bothered the shot. Newsom rebounds it. Outlet near side, up ahead to Rookledge. Rookledge back to the trailer, Newsom. Jack's calling out a set here with 4:33 left in the first, tied up at 6.
Little flare action. Jeffrey Rookledge's go-to set that they run for him.
Well scouted here on the first attempt to go to it, but they'll run that screen in behind every time. And they're going to get a near wing 3 for Crane. Back to back, all the way and down for the GSHL Player of the Year, Josh Crane. Jacks lead by 3. All of their field goals from outside the line. Drive, Overbay, might have drug the pivot. Yep, absolutely. Shouldering into contact, and there's the travel by Anchors, and 2 officials had it. They probably had a buzz.
So it looks like makes, dead balls. Tumwater's putting on the soft 2, maybe back to their 2-3. Just trying to keep Ari Long kind of thinking about things.
It's a 4-quarter game, as we know, and it's going to be a chess match between these two teams. Both of them
back to their 2.
Very well coached. Newsom with it. They're going to spread it out here and force the zone to show its soft spots. They might set a screen on the ball here later on and free up a backside shooter. You were talking about a flare to Rookledge, and Rookledge gets a hedge there from Pitsley, and Pitsley comes away with an offensive rebound. Crane, fake pass, 3 on the way and down! Crane was 3 for 16 from the field in the game against Columbia River. He's 3 for 3 from 3 to start the game, Coach.
Yeah, I would guard him.
Inside, Anchors out of control, and a foul is called, and the whistle was so hard to hear, Coach. I didn't pick it up.
I didn't hear it either.
I saw the hand go up near side. Crane with 9. And Landon Anchors back at the free throw line. He has got 2 so far on 2 made free throws. Optimist says, I think these boys can hoop. They want to know if it's high schoolers out here, and that would be correct.
Well, this is why Ari Long has been the, some would say disputed with Bremerton, #1 team in the state. They got 4 or 5 guys that will get you double digits, can all put the ball on the deck, can all shoot. You got hoopers out here.
Newsom with it, jabs off, now drives, gets around easy and finishes at the hoop. We might see a timeout here. Nope, we're not. They're going to play through. Newsom with 5.
This is Ari Long style, Nick. If Tumwater wants to sit and play this rat race, it's going to be a long night for him.
Off the dribble, Balsley closed out on hard, gets it inside to Anchors. Anchors has the ball tied up by Pitsley, held ball, and it's going to be RA Long possession. So one thing that I'm noticing here, Coach, is we are going to get a timeout. We're going to talk about what I noticed here after the timeout. First, we've got to notice our game sponsors here for tonight. And if you are looking for information on sponsors, you'll have to be just a little patient with me. I will be able to respond back to you. And if businesses do want to sponsor, feel free to reach out and give me a direct message, and I'll tell you how you can be involved. But local company Wilcox and Flegel is a long-standing family-rooted fuel and lubricants distributor celebrating 100 years of history and service in the region. They're the Northwest leading provider of high-quality fuels, lubricants, card lock services, marine fueling, and reliability services. With decades of industry expertise and a commitment to integrity, Wilcox and Flegel continues to power businesses with reliable service and community-driven values. Thank you so much, Wilcox and Flegel, sponsoring N2 Media and showing their support for local high school athletes. Out of the timeout, 14-7. I'm noticing that RA Long has really done a good job of checking the film, and they're helping on every drop, step, spin so far, Coach.
You know, Coach Key, he's scouting these guys. He's been spending these last few days in the film room, clearly watching what Josh and his guys are doing. You know, we'll see. I think this is probably a good call, dropping back into man, not sitting back in that soft zone. Too much space, too much room.
They're going to sag off of Ethan here and make him take some shots, I think. And right now the Jacks are happy to use a little bit of clock, but a little far outside. Newsom tripped up on the way up, misses the shot, and
Josh wants him to run.
Up ahead, Balsley cut off. Anchors throws a pass to the corner. Reamer for three, blocked on the shot, but it's a foul, and Ethan Pitsley thought he got all ball, and so does Jure Key. I just read some lips, and he just yelled out like Rasheed Wallace would there, Coach.
Yeah, you know, there's a few things that Coach Key, you probably wouldn't want to say into the mic.
Right.
Coach, but you know, he's passionate, he cares, he gets the best out of his players, man. Great guy. Swing by the Country Folks Deli too. Get a nice sandwich from him.
Yep. We'll talk about that. We'll do that.
Oh.
So far, Owen Reamer has missed the first 2 of 3, and Reed is going to check in.
He's rushing them.
Balsley had a great game against Woodland, scoreless so far. He started the game out with 14 against Woodland, I believe, or 12 in the first quarter against Woodland.
He's rushing them. I mean, he wasn't even going through his routine.
Jacks with it in the front court with the lead. Irwin walks it to the three-point line, looking to get a step. Does. Goes up, misses the shot. Got to give number 25, Conrad, a lot of credit there. He did a good job of moving his feet. Backdoor cut, Reamer, reverse layup, so tough.
Yeah.
But he scores it.
And that's something that Wilson has probably been looking at, and they've had for a while, that backdoor action. RA Long has so much pressure up. They're going to dribble, come at you, backdoor, and that's a glimpse in what I think is to come.
Crane goes to Pitsley. Newsom, bounce pass to Crane. Looking to get a screen for Rookledge. Wow. Instead, Crane turns around, and it no good. Offensive rebound, put back, Crocodile Hunter. Crikey.
Way to follow.
Hand off, Bayo. Bayo has it deflected. Pitsley steals. 2-on-2. 3-on-2 if they hurry. 4-on-2. Newsom, a three in front of the Tumwater bench, short. Pitsley taps it out. Controlled by Bayo. Bayo fumbles it. Outlets it far side to Conrad.
Backdoor action.
Conrad to Reamer. A three on the way. No.
Good
and
block
that's
out.
a great block
good
out.
Basketball.
Conrad wanted it, but did not get the call. 16-9.
Those are those November drills that as a player you hate, but they come out in big moments like that. Blocking out, rebounding, doing the dirty things.
18 seconds left here in the first. Jacks can milk it. And the shot clock is off as it's down to 10. Ball outside with Irwin. Irwin looking for open shooter. Instead, a no-look pass forced in between Newsom and Pitsley. And it's out of bounds with 2.8 left. Little miscommunication there amongst the Jacks. And on this situation, you just don't want to foul on a shot here, Coach. Reamer gets it. 3 on the way, no good, and that's going to do it for the first quarter of action here at Kelso High School. R.A. Long with the lead, 16-9 over Tumwater. We'll have the official, unofficial scoring here in just a moment's time. Fans, special thank you to Nicole Gratian, a dedicated realtor with Windermere Northwest Living, proudly serving Cowlitz County. Born and raised in Longview, she brings true hometown insight, a strong background in public relations and marketing, and a genuine passion for helping clients navigate one of life's most important investments. Known for her strong work ethic, loyalty, and client-first approach, Nicole Gratian is committed to making every buying or selling experience smooth, informed, and genuinely personal. Thank you so much, Nicole Gratian. And also, in part, with Game Winner Athletics Facility, sports training facility in Longview, Washington, specializing in basketball and softball pitching development. They offer weekly skill groups as well as private lessons for both sports. They also have an independent travel basketball program in the community. Find them on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Nicole Gratian and Game Winner Athletics Facility back here at Kelso High School, 16-9. R.A. Long with the lead. Tumwater basketball still working from left to right. Landon Anchors to inbound it.
We'll see what Josh has here. A lot of times coming out of quarters, timeouts, we try to get a drawn-up set that everybody knows.
Ball fumbled around. Balsley.
Or you just turn the ball over.
For traveling.
Yeah, I mean, that works too, I guess. I'm just going to kind of be curious to see what Josh is wanting to do. I mean, they came out in that 2 to end the quarter. R.A. Long was kind of on edge a little bit right here, but looks like they're going to stay man and just keep switching things up.
To the corner, Pitsley skips it. Newsom off the dribble, has a step. Good rotation. Irwin, 3 on the way. Crikey! How's about that? It's a 10-point lead for R.A. Long, and Coach, the list is short of teams that can trail by double digits to the Lumberjacks and make a comeback. Obviously, there's still a lot of time as Reamer has it tied up and loses it under the basket, but things aren't looking great right now for the T-Birds. Crane, 4 feet behind the line, air ball, Pitsley out of bounds.
Well, as a coach, as a staff, as a team, I call them danger zone moments. You know, you're down 10. There's still so much of this first half left to go, but against a team like this, you got to stay within striking distance. You can't go down 14. You can't go down 16. You're going to have to stay and almost go at least basket for basket here.
Reed having a tough time with Newsom, dead with the ball, gets it to Bayo. Bayo is not fouled. Reed was fouled, and it was by Newsom. Newsom switching on the screen, and he held the guy that he was originally guarding. And that's the first foul. They haven't called a lot so far here, Hayden.
They've let them play, and like we said in the first game, I appreciate that. I want the players to play. Yep, backdoor action, rise.
Near side pump fake, Reed ran off the line. Hesitation dribble, gives back the step he got. Now Bayo, hands off, over Bay on the switch with Rookledge. This is a matchup you want down low. Rookledge happy to guard him outside. Bayo poked loose. Pitsley dives on top of it, falls on top of it, has a hold of it, still has a hold of it, and it's through the wickets of a Tumwater player in the backcourt. Newsom comes away with it.
Shot clock at least. They're calling jump, but
the jump ball is going to give it to R.A. Long, but yeah, I mean, I don't see how you could have established possession at any point during all of that, but.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey, Giles. How you doing, buddy? They're going to wipe up some perspiration down there.
Good call by Key, Coach Key. He went small. They kind of jumped on him defensively, but now putting Coates back in, giving them more of an interior presence, just switching things up, getting guys on the floor.
Coates coming back into the game now. Pitsley, good shift for him defensively. And that's why he's out there, Hayden, is he's a defensive guy. And Grady Wall coming in for Tumwater, so Josh Wilson going a little bit deeper in his bench, looking for something from somebody right now. Still a lot of ball game left here. Crane one-on-one, shields off the defender, hands off Newsome, foul line jumper, yeah. I mean, if those shots are going, it's going to be a tough night.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
21-9 Jacks.
And here's the thing, Nick, there's no let-up defensively for Oriole. There's no let-up. I mean, they're up in your face. They're crowding screens, forcing shots like that, blocking guys out.
Anchor's no good on the three. Irwin, confident, dribbles between the legs. Ball rotated out. I mean, I saw Landon Irwin go for like 35 here in a summer league game. He likes playing at Kelso High School. Crane blocked on the way up, and it's a held ball, and it's going to be possession Tumwater. That Ari Long just got the last held ball, unless, of course,
they might have went shot clock. I don't know.
Yeah, unless, of course, the last held ball they overrided that call and made it something different, but I'm pretty sure they just tied it up.
Yeah.
Newsome to inbound it, lobs it in. Rookledge receives. Crane, no, excuse me, Newsome pump fakes Bayo off his feet and hits. Oh my goodness, Cam Newsome. He's got 10 already.
Hard to guard that.
24-9. Far side now, Reed working on Rookledge. Anchors comes up and gets it. Now Bayo goes our side.
Wow.
Anchors three on the way, airballed. 4:56 left, second quarter. Coach, I've only seen.
Got to be a timeout. Yep, right on cue.
We're going to get the timeout, and I'll talk a little bit about what I was just going to say here in just a moment's time. Fans, we appreciate our sponsors at Finish on Empty CrossFit, who's a local CrossFit gym located in downtown Longview. Classes are coach-led and are for all fitness levels and abilities, offering 7 classes a day. Check out their website for a free trial. It's www.foecrossfit.com. That's foecrossfit.com. Finish on Empty, proud supporters of N2 Media and showing their support of high school athletes. After seeing only one Tumwater game this year, Coach, against Woodland, I can tell you that everything in that game came easy to them.
Yeah.
They got up the court, they found backdoor cuts. Woodland found themselves opened up too much on defense and not in denial, and they were able to rotate the ball, and they were able to bully Woodland down low. Right now, the Lumberjack strategy, if I'm seeing it correctly, they're just switching on everything, and they're allowing the in-between guys for Tumwater to live outside, not establish position down low where they're most effective.
Well, like we were talking about, Ari Long has a very clear, distinct style. I mean, Jure has been doing this for 2, 3, 4, 5, into the Kevin Holden years, and right now it's on clear display. And Coach Wilson, probably a wise call, just trying to change things up. Soft 2 right now, looks like they're extending it, trying to give up anything but the 3, and right on cue.
I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. Cam Newsome is on another level, 27-9. Newsome now with 13. Handoffs around the perimeter. Drive Bayo and fouled on the drive. But nothing's coming easy right now. Even on those drives, he had to work his way through 3 Lumberjacks down there. And they're closing out on the three-point line pretty hard, too. Reamer's going to check back in for Reed. Pitsley's going to check in for Irwin, who just picked up his second. So head coach Jure Key having to make a move. Irwin's been available a lot as we've got a push-off, and Eric Cheatley noticed that. And it's going to be a foul on Anchors. That's a silly foul there with momentum not on your side.
A little frustration.
And a set play.
A little frustration.
They have a tendency to do that to you, don't they?
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking from experience, playing these guys just a couple times.
Entry pass to Coates, who hands it back outside. Ball movement around the perimeter. Newsome ball fakes, has a step, throws it off of Bayo, trying to get it to the near block. I don't know if Newsome realized how much of a pathway he actually had there. I think that maybe he just lost his balance and didn't feel like he could rise up off of the lift foot there. But the courtside attendant getting his work in.
Yeah, shoulders burning right there from cleaning up that sweat.
27-9 here with 3:59 left still in the second.
Wasn't expecting it, Nick.
Well, I mean, there's a long way to go. I say that, but as I keep saying it, there's less and less long way to go. It's in the corner. Newsom to the corner. Rookledge freed up. A three on the way. Short, but he follows his own miss, and Pitsley's there. Picks it up, and he kicks it out to Newsom. Newsom, NBA three on the way, but it's stopped. There's a foul underneath the basket, and it looks like it's going to be on Tumwater and Grady Wall, his first. It's the third team foul, I believe. They haven't put it up yet, but it says second on the board. I'll trust them.
You know, if Jeff starts knocking down perimeter shots, it's going to get tough for Tumwater to even, have a chance at this game, just because these other guys are making shots, other guys are making plays. Jeff has been an X factor for them all season long, and maybe on cue. Oh my goodness!
Jeff hits it.
Come on, man!
And we've got a moving screen or a forearm shimmy. 3:30 left.
Shout out to Jeff Rookledge. He's my slow pitch softball. He was a teammate of mine last summer. We needed a player. We picked up Jeff Rookledge.
I mean, he is one of those 18-year-olds that goes to school for the entire school year at 18. Lob inside.
Wow.
Nothing's easy right now, even on the catch. Overbay gets it to Bayo. Bayo, fake handoff, gets around, goes up for the Rakakaka! Right on Predator Coates!
Wow. Needed that. They just need something.
Rookledge, three on the way!
Right on cue.
Rookledge's first points of the game there, Hayden. How about that dunk, though, by Bayo,
Oh, my
man?
goodness.
That was just right over Coates.
Slip.
Feed inside, poked loose by Pitsley, but a foul. Probably going to be on Ethan, and it is. 2:43 left here.
Now you know where Josh Wilson got that play from. That's a Steve Clokey, Bill Backamus Monarch slip action right there.
2:43 left here in the first half, 30-11. By the way, that dunk, the first points of the quarter for Tumwater. Anchors free at the top. No, flat and long. Bayo originally had it. Anthony Herrera into the game, helped poke that underneath the basket, and the Jacks come away with the rebound. Crane with it, now outside Newsom. Newsom hands it off, now Crane with it, has Reamer on him. Reamer in retreat mode after the first crossover. Crane recognizes that, creates some space and a little fadeaway.
This looks easy.
It's one-on-one right now, pretty much every option. It's so tough right now for Tumwater to pick who they're going to focus on as passes behind Bayo. Bayo again gets a step. Bounce pass feed, opposite corner, kicked out. Balsley poked loose from Newsom, outlet up ahead from Pitsley. Newsom pops from three. No, that's bold.
That's bold.
That's bold. Rebound Tumwater. Bayo with it. Bayo hesitates into Crane. Double team with Anthony Herrera, and it's a bucket underneath for Ethan Bayo. Just the fourth point for Tumwater here in the quarter. 1:33 left before halftime.
Well, we talked about this in game one. This is danger zone.
Yes.
But can you cut it in the next 90 seconds? Can you cut it to 16? Can you cut it to even, something where the second half you have a chance to make a run at it? I mean, I don't know.
Well, they're going to continue to play the game.
You have to.
So that's the good news.
Yeah.
They haven't walked off yet.
No, I hope not.
Brian wants to know when the student section for Tumwater is going to start chanting, "Let's play football." Crane, an open three. It might be now. No. Rebound to Reamer. Big minute 13 here for Tumwater.
Can they go on a 6-0 run, 8-0 run? Well.
Bayo is frustrated. I think that he feels like that Pitsley's just being a little too physical over there and getting away with some bumps.
You might get those calls in December. You're not going to get them in late February.
I like that statement. We got a foul up top, and that's going to put Tumwater at 4 team fouls, which means that the Jacks will be shooting on the next one. Landon Anchors has 2 personals, and then that one was just picked up by Bayo, his first. 1:03 left before halftime. R.A. Long 32-13. Jacks working in the offensive set now. Rookledge goes to the corner. Pitsley feeds it to Herrera. Herrera loses a handle, finds Rookledge. They lost Rookledge, and he hits again!
Wow, good set.
35-13. It's a 22-point lead for the Lumberjacks.
Good set.
Overbay comes open, near wing, hands it off, circling Balsley, who's still scoreless. Gets inside, drop step spin, no, rebound Rookledge, 10 seconds left. Jacks can still get another shot up. Excuse me, I said 10, there's 11 now, so it was actually more like 15 when I said that.
Dre wants to clear it.
Crane on the move, gets a step off the window. His left hand didn't touch it, and that's gonna do it. 37-13. Look at that crowd.
Wow.
Over on the far sideline. The Lumberjacks are stomping a mud hole in the Tumwater Thunderbirds right now. 37-13. Unbelievable. Crane with 11. Newsom with 13. Rookledge with 6. Irwin with 5. Wow.
I mean, it was an onslaught. You know, Tumwater comes out, runs that great back pick action, goes up 2, gets a little bit crowd involved. R.A. Long comes down, 3. Stop, 3. And then from there, I mean, you're seeing it. Gates are already open.
Fan special thank you to our sponsors over in Three Rivers Crossing. Kelso Postal and Packing. FedEx, U.S. Postal Service. Paid and prepaid shipping, private mailbox rental, notary services, and more. Kelso Postal and Packing. Proud sponsors of N2 Media, and that's going to bring us to the Blast Zone Media halftime show. Blast Zone Media covering all things prep sports related in Volcano Country for just $8 a month. Get unlimited access to game reports, scores, storylines, photos, and so much more. Go to blastzonemedia.com to get signed up. That's blastzonemedia.com. Proud sponsors of the N2 Media live streams. So, I mean, for lack of a better term, I stole a Stone Cold Steve Austin reference there by stomping a mud hole in somebody, right?
Yeah.
That's the era that I'm from, That's what we used to say back in the day when you were taking somebody out back. You could have also said that, by the way. Right now, and here's another one. Tumwater's just getting taken to the woodshed right now. I mean,
every aspect.
This is what they do to people when they're on the football field. But single-digit quarters, Hayden, they're not going to get it done against R.A. Long, and you can't allow them to outscore you 21-4 in the second quarter in any game. It don't matter.
You know, all season long, for my team, my assistant, Kyle Brooks, I know I keep shouting him out from first game to now, he would say, our keys to the game. Every single game, our first key was SDQ, single-digit quarter. You hold a team to a single-digit quarter, you're going to give yourself a chance to win the ball game, no matter how it turns out. So, 21-4, red lights are flashing for Tumwater.
And the weird thing is that the game started in the most exciting fashion it possibly could for Tumwater. So let the record show that here tonight on this game, Tumwater had a 2-0 lead. In fact, they had a 6-3 lead. But their first 2 was a thunderous alley-oop dunk to Luke Overbay. And it looked like it was going to be like, okay, well, we're here to play. And R.A. Long, like Michael Jordan would say in The Last Dance, and I took that personal,
Yeah, this is where experience really comes in to play.
Bingo.
Right? You have, I've been on the other end of, watching R.A. Long win district championships, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But
had to throw that in there.
Yeah, but, this is Coach Key. This is this group of players, seniors, played in state tournament games, played meaningful games. Their record shows.
Right.
And here they are, 37-13 to a team that's apparently in the top 5 in the RPI. We'll see how the committee feels about that tomorrow if this holds, but experience experience.
Buddy, that's another conversation. I had Ryan from KELA Radio come over to me before the game starts, and he's like, you think Bremerton's for sure number one? And I said, listen, I would absolutely go into that room. And even if I was the Ari Long principal, or whoever, right?
Yeah.
I would look them in the eyes, and I would say, yeah, you know what? I think Bremerton's the best team. I think that they're most deserving. But on paper, this win right now, if it holds, which is not over, by the way, I think that you got to really take an objective look. I might be wrong. I mean, if you look at the resume, you're undefeated. You've beaten two teams that are ranked second at two different times in the year, and you blew out Ridgefield 3 times. You beat Columbia River 3 times, who's in regionals. They beat Adna in their building by 14. I think it's time to maybe consider that they're worthy of the number 1 overall seed, but maybe not the number 1 team in everyone's eyes.
That's a good way to put it. I think that's fair to say. I think the GSHL is stronger than Bremerton's league when you look at a top to bottom, full clear picture of it. I just think Bremerton did themselves favors. They're playing Eastside Catholic. They're playing these 3A, borderline.
Glacier Peak.
Yeah, I mean, Metro League teams that compete in the Tacoma Dome. So the committee, they'll sit down and we'll kind of see what happens. But no matter what, Ari Long at the minimum is the 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. There's no debate of that.
Yeah.
I was going to do a live space tonight on Twitter to talk about where I want to hear what other people say.
Yeah.
I did a poll, and there was only like 100 votes on it, but 70% of the voters said Bremerton. Then the other 30% said the winner of Ari Long, Tumwater. Because Tumwater's on a 20-game win streak right now, folks. I mean, right now it looks easy for Ari Long, but when you stack the numbers, it certainly looks like there's an argument to be made. So,
yeah, you can't dispute the record. The unfortunate part, and this is not to take away from Coach Wilson. This is not to take away from Tumwater at all. Shout out to Tumwater, Rem Sackman, all you guys up there, man. You've got nothing but love. But when you look at the non-conference, when you look at the strength of schedule, I just don't think that Tumwater has played the quality of opponent that Ari Long has, Bremerton, kind of those top teams. And, I think the scoreboard right now is kind of reflective of that.
Yeah, the other angle is that the league itself, your second-place finisher went 2 and out.
Yeah.
You haven't produced a team to go to Yakima since they did last, 2 years ago. So it's a tough landscape, I think, for the EVCO to work themselves out of.
Yeah.
Right now the consensus is the GSHL's top, 2-3 teams, all feel that they can win league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, throughout the course of an entire season, Ridgefield and Washougal would knock some teams off up there. They would be right in the thick of things, So it's just not just the fact that their non-conference wasn't great. Mm-hmm. It's just that the league itself doesn't look super strong compared to everybody else. And I'm kind of with you on the Bremerton League kind of thing, although I do think that Bainbridge is a team that's going to match up with some teams and make things really difficult. They've got some bigs. They've got some talent. They're coached by Scott Orness, who has won a state championship with North Kitsap in 2020. So they're a team that can match up well with you. Renton's a team that's a lot like Ari Long.
Yes.
They're fast. They're up and down. Grandview is a team that just won districts against Sela. They did lose 2. It's kind of that same thing that we talked about with Ari Long and Mark Morse a couple years ago. I still think Sela is going to be seated above them, but Grandview's a team that's going to be looking at that 7-8 range. And then you know what, here at Tilty, this is the hard part, right? You can't play chess in the RPI room. You can only play checkers. And right now, Bremerton and Ari Long, they're debating with one another.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, where's Linden at? Because if they're 7, I don't want to be the 2. We're definitely the 1. If they're the 8, yeah, I think Ari Long's got the better team, guys. I think we're 2 this year. Who wants to play that first-round game against Linden as an 8 or a 7?
Well,
nobody.
That's the thing is, let's say tomorrow afternoon rolls around, Ari Long gets the 1. Okay, this is just, you can flip a coin. I don't know. Ari Long gets the 1. Linden gets the 8.
Yeah.
You want to play a Brian Roper team or Anacortes, who just beat Linden in their district title. You want to play one of those guys? I mean, the top teams in this 2A, it's maybe as competitive as I think I've ever seen it.
And we're omitting a couple teams, too, that I think really do have the firepower and the chance to do it. You know, it's incredible if you think about how many good teams that there really are in the class. I mean, I feel truly like that anybody can beat anybody. Pullman's pretty good. Bainbridge, second out of their district, is pretty good. Clover Park is pretty good. Franklin Pierce is pretty good, you know. It's going to be a wild tournament. I'm still telling you, Renton and Foster, those are two big wild cards for me. Not sure what we're going to see, but Renton's played with everybody.
Yeah.
They've played with the best of the best, and their record may not look great, but they're going to be incredibly tough. I'm really excited. And then these Tumwater Thunderbirds, they should be much lower than 5. Like, you know, how do you only lose 2 games?
Yeah.
But we're not there yet. We should just
watch the game, but, you know, a lot of variables for sure if this thing holds for the next, 16 minutes.
Hopefully our conversation kept you guys engaged during the Blast Zone Media halftime show. Tumwater basketball, they're working from right to left now, and I am Nick Sisson of N2 Media alongside Hayden Tilton of Seton Catholic basketball, and we are set to go here at the start of the third quarter. Bounce pass feed inside, great position, great block though, and it's going to be a foul. Eric Cheatley, the near side, says that is a foul, and Landon Akers is going to head to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, nice little ATO, after timeout, after quarter set right there by Josh. Maybe they can chip away at this thing. There's no 20-point shot in basketball, but stringing together a couple 2s, a couple 3s, and it's a district championship. You never know.
Akers with 4 after the free throw, looking for 5. Does not get it. Ball tapped to the corner, retrieved by Newsom. So 1 for 2 on that trip. Irwin starting the second half. He's got 2 personals for the Lumberjacks as they weave at the top. Handoff. Newsom kicks. Irwin, short jumper is short. Ball loose, picked up by Bayo. Bayo cut off by Rookledge, nearly loses it out of bounds to the scorer's table, but the T-Birds retain. And that no-look pass is stolen by Irwin, and now a dive to the floor. Ball loose, and Coates has it scored out to him, and he picks it up. Ball rotates around. Handoff Newsom. Handoff Rookledge.
That's kind of their bread and butter this season, that little weave DHO action.
Newsom, another 3.
Wow.
40-14. Newsom is on one here tonight, folks. He's feeling good. Flash to the post and a long left-handed pass to the corner. Balsley still scoreless, can't hit. Crane with it now,
Back
near
pick.
wing. Far side, Newsom fakes a pass. Bayo backed off. Backdoor cut, nice feed. Coates lost it, saved it, and it goes back in.
Man.
Newsom,
oh my goodness.
3 on the way, deflected, and it's plucked out of the air by Balsley. Double team, Balsley gets it across. Kicks, anchors, 3 from the wing is down. And we've got a net hung up again, so they're going to stop play. Anchors has, well, no pun intended, he's kind of been their anchor. He's got 7 points so far.
Yeah.
Living up to the last name.
Yeah.
I mean, the lead's down to 23 now. It was 24 at half, so far the T-Birds have managed to chip away a point at the lead. And the Jacks look to set up their weave up top here.
They're going to clear the side out.
7 on the shot clock. Crane,
operate. That's a
step
lay-in.
back, hit. That's a lay-in, he says.
I mean, that's when you get to your spots and you know where your spots are, relatively uncontested. Not much the defense can do about that.
Reamer kicks to the corner, anchors closed out on, shoulders into contact, kicks far side, Ballsy wide open three, no. Controlled by Crane. Crane advances it up ahead to Newsom. Newsom back to Josh. Josh back to Cam. Irwin comes up to support.
Flare action. Oh,
back behind Brookledge. Out of bounds, 4:54 left. At this point, Coach, I mean, if you're already long, you could just stay on the outside, keep the ball away from them, force them to overplay something, and just keep pace with them and win the ball game by 20.
Yeah.
Nice feed inside, but it's leading Bayo a little too much. Poked loose by Coates and Crane, and the Jacks get out of trouble and into half court. Cam, hesitate, blocked emphatically over Bay, out in front, up and over, misses it short. Ball tapped around under the basket, up and in for Landon Anchors. .412 left here, third quarter.
They have no need to be in any hurry. I mean, they could do this, like you said, for the next 12 minutes of this ball game. Perimeter, DHO. Let him operate.
Step back three, Crane, no. Ball is out of bounds. Great box out by Anchors. Anchors up to 9, by the way, for Tumwater. Tumwater settling in a little bit here as we're going to get a full charge timeout. Coach Key always coaching hard. Yep.
It's a good timeout.
He's going to talk things over, and we're going to talk about him a little bit, and his restaurant located in downtown Longview on Commerce is the Country Folks Deli, a.k.a. the Cow Deli. They serve up some of the best sandwiches in town and feature a different soup daily, including their house-made beer cheese soup that's available every day. There's also burgers, fresh fries, desserts, and even a breakfast service. Be sure to visit Country Folks Deli, proud sponsors of RA Long Basketball and N2 Media. And also, shout out to our sponsors at Novakai Wellness. At Novakai Wellness, they specialize in advanced IV therapy, tailored weight loss programs, hydration treatments, and peptide injections, delivering personalized results to optimize your health and enhance overall wellness. Novakai Wellness, Country Folks Deli, supporting N2 Media and live streams. 3:52 left in the third here, Coach, 42-19. Just mentioned that Tumwater appears to be settling in a little bit, but can't play even with Ari Long at this point and come back and win.
No, you got to have objectives. You got to go into that timeout. It's 23 points right now. Hey guys, can we go on a 6-0 run? Right? That's all you need. Bucket, stop, bucket. Can we do something to just turn the tide a little bit? Because, like you said, trading baskets, that's going to be a quick night out.
Double team, and ball is out of bounds. Last touch by Ari Long. But after the timeout, they went full court pressure, man-to-man.
Yeah, you know, Coach Key, something I used to hear is what you demand and what you have expectations for is what you get. And he has high expectations, high demand for how guys defend. You know, you're holding the number 2 team in the state RPI-wise to 19 points in the second half.
One dribble over the top. Overbay counted and one. Luke Overbay now with 4 will head to the line for a chance at the old-fashioned. Into the ball game, number 3, Tyler Johnson.
Shout out to my man. I just got a text. Shout out to my man, Justin Gabbard. Shout out to Coach Gabbard. We'll get together after the season, man.
Coach Gabbard didn't text me.
Well, you know, I got friends in high places.
Are you saying I don't?
Well,
you're saying you
coaching world.
You have friends in higher places?
Coaching world.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go, Tumwater in that soft 2, trying to extend on the perimeter here. Force Ari Long to run something, forcing Ari Long to just stop being so free-flowing.
Skip pass here, and that's a good call, I think. And Conrad frustrated there that the foul was called against him, but did look like he kind of slid over into the body a little bit. 3:04 left. Jacks inbound with Newsome. Irwin, 3 on the way. No.
Got lucky there.
Ball still loose. Dive to the court. Rookledge comes away with it, and they want a timeout, and I think that they're going to get it. It's going to be a 30-second charge timeout. Coach Key preserving the possession here. Smart play. Fans, our friends at PNW Glass and Mirror are a family-owned and operated glass installation company. They install windows, showers, mirrors, patio doors, glass railings, tabletops, and more. Best way to reach them is by phone, 360-719-2929, or you could email them for a free estimate. support@pacificnwglass.com. PNW Glass and Mirror, sponsoring N2 Media.
So coming out of this timeout, as a coach, you got 26 on the clock. There's one of two things that you're going to do. You're going to get a quick bucket, right, your favorite look, or you're going to do exactly this. Pull it out. You're going to run something. Guys, we're going to get to our set, get comfortable with what we're doing, or turn the ball over.
On the run, low dribble nearly lost by Bayo. Gets it to Johnson, who rotates it far side, trying to backdoor cut, not there. 3 on the way, anchors, and he's got a little pep in his step on the way. It's down to 17, so don't go away just yet. Tumwater appears ready to fight back. The Jacks appear a little comfortable, Coach.
Yep, so, well, you know, it's hard to keep the pedal down on a team for so long. And
Newsome has that one roll off. Thought it was good. Rebound, outlet, up ahead. Shot up good. Jacks have just used 2 consecutive timeouts here, Coach. So
and that's that mini run that we were talking about, right? A 5-0, a 6-0, an 8-0 run, just to get you back in the game.
Underneath, the foul is called. Irwin
It's a good call.
is going to head to the line.
You know, good coaching by Wilson, keeping them guessing defensively, dropping back into your soft 2, forcing them to execute.
Landon Irwin with the first free throw. 6 in the game for Irwin. Second, no good. He was 7 for 8 in the 4th quarter against Woodland, but an offensive rebound by Crane. And the Jacks keep it here. Bounce pass feed. Newsome kept the foot down.
No need to be antsy.
Carries it over the top. Kicks. A 3 on the way. No good. Offensive rebound not pulled in. Bayo comes away with it. Went off the head of Pitsley. 1:35 left 3rd quarter. Tumwater's still in this game.
Yeah, you want to let anchors.
Short. Gets his own rebound. Goes up and scores. Down to 14, Coach.
Nick, the magic number is 10. If you go into the 4th down 10, there's juice, there's life in the veins.
Irwin goes around, misses, bumped. 1:05 left, and that one is thrown away out of bounds. Tough play there. Yeah. Obviously, you want to try to get out in front and make a play, but giving the ball back to Ari Long when they're on a little cold streak, not what the doctor ordered. But credit to the T-Birds. They've come out and they've shown some real grit here in the 3rd quarter. Not going anywhere. Signs of a good coach team. Well-coached team. How about that?
It's good English right there.
I'm good English. Thank you. Appreciate it. God, I'm getting strays all over here.
I teach history.
Rookledge 3 on the way. No good. Conrad rebounds it. Again, the shooting is cooled off here for the Jacks. Tight crossover, Bayo. And he goes up, foul, then he'll head to the line for 2. Smart take. Chance to get some points back here at the free throw line. 31.4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. These are 2 big ones, Coach.
Yeah, like I said, that magic number is 10, right? As a coach, as a staff, as a team, well, missed that free throw. Going to be tough to get 10 now, but even 11, that just visually, it kind of gives you a little more oomph going into the 4th.
Bayo hits. 1 and 2.
Got to get a stop here for Tumwater.
If you're already long, you got to take this thing all the way down. You don't want Tumwater to touch the ball again.
No. Guys scrambling out. Don't need to be that high. Creating too much space.
Jacks moving it around.
Man,
passing up shots.
that is a disciplined team right there.
Irwin with it. Hesitate, dribble, blow by. Kicks. Rookledge open 3 on the way. No. 2 on the clock. Tapped around. Crane up at the buzzer. Short, and that's going to do it. Great third quarter.
Way to fight, yeah.
For the Tumwater Thunderbirds. 8 minutes to go. The lead cut to 13. It was 24. The Jacks held to just 6 in the period. The T-Birds outscore them 17-6 heading into the fourth quarter. You gotta love the fight and determination from Tumwater, and it ain't over yet, folks.
No, I mean, this is a team that's won 20 straight games.
Right.
You know, you kind of get this psyche of learning to win, what it takes to really win. And in moments like this, you have a team that's won 1 in a row, now coming back with a group of seniors. You know, if you're Ari Long, if you're Coach Key, you got to maybe either keep this thing at 13, maybe come out and get a bucket here, go up 15-16, and let your defense carry you the rest of the way.
Fans, consider a donation to your hosts via Venmo at N2 Media. Type it into the search bar on Venmo, or you can take a picture of the QR code. You can always go back and rewatch the live stream if you forget. We do appreciate all the support. Jacks basketball, 7:53 left. The Jacks can't sit on their heels now. They've got to figure out a way to generate some offense. Zone defense being played here by the T-Birds. Nice feed. Crane goes up and double clutched it, bothered by Overbay, and it's a rebound. Johnson.
It's been the story of the second half. I mean, just little dinky dunks, not quite going in.
Akers fires and no good. Ball out of bounds, almost. Rookledge throws it back in, though, and Tumwater retrieves. Akers hesitate, jump. That might have been steps, but now it's a hop, step, ball loose, kicked out. Conrad kicks to the corner. Johnson fumbled it, and it's out of bounds. Johnson was open, too.
Just a little antsy, little frenetic right there. If I'm Ari Long, I'm not messing around. If I'm Coach Key, I'm calling my best look here. Whether it's a quick hitter, whether it's whatever, I'm calling something just to get that monkey off the back and get the ball in the basket.
In the front court, Crane with it. Passing the ball around the perimeter. Irwin puts it down, goes back to Crane. Rookledge now to Newsom. Newsom. Bounce pass, leads Rookledge. Crane, ball fake, has Overbay on him. Goes to the high post. Pitsley dribbles it off his foot as he planned, right to Irwin. 1 on the clock. Good if it goes. No good. And they got a foul called. It's going to be against R.A. Long, and it looks like Jeff Rookledge. By the way, Crane has 3 fouls for the Lumberjacks. Something to keep an eye on. Jacks with 1 team foul now in the quarter. Tumwater with 0. Jacks showing some pressure. Bayo in the front court. Rushed, and a foul's on Newsom. These are fouls you just can't commit here, Coach, because it's going to give Tumwater the ability to possibly make them pay at the free throw line later.
Well, it's Ari Long's bread and butter is that we call it the run and jump, right? They bring the ball across and the run and jump. They just, you know, it's hard to do against these top premier teams with ball handlers and mature players, but you know, they would do it if they could. Oh, my goodness.
Offensive foul.
Ooh.
Slows it up. That was going to be a guaranteed 2 for Cam Newsom. But a foul's on Akers, and that's his 4th. And he's going to check out of the ball game. I mean, as a coach, you're happy the foul's called on the other team, but you're not happy that that foul's called.
No, we had many moments this year where guys were sitting on 4 fouls, and you know, we kind of were put in a tough spot, play them or not. District title game, though. Sometimes you just got to go for it and see what happens.
Crane, turnaround jumper. The shots aren't falling right now. Crane does track it down, gets it to Rookledge, enters it, bounce pass, feed, deflected. Overbay got a hand on it. Run out here, cut off by the Jacks. Rotation, Reed, 3 on the way. Yes! His first bucket of the game, and it's a 10-point game. R.A. Long can't buy a bucket right now. 10-point game. Jacks aren't attacking like they normally do. Crane, open 3 on the way. No, air ball. Overbay outlets it near side. Ballsley looking for his first points. Fouled by Newsome. Free throws on the way. 5:26 to go. Woo.
You know, if you're Coach Key here, you know, you used 2 quick timeouts in the third. You're probably a little gun shy to use another one, but, you know, something just to settle these guys down and kind of get a really good look on the offensive end. You know, maybe he's going.
Ballsley misses on the first. Herrera's going to check in here, and he's going to get Pitsley. So a different option out there. We've seen Herrera entered into the games in the fourth quarter this season in big moments.
The closer.
Can the Ant-Man help him out here? Still a 10-point game. Ballsley's second is good. Lead down to single digits for the first time since the start of the second quarter. It was 16-9 at the end of the first. Pressure broken. Crane with it. Bounce pass to the corner, now back to the wing. They're running them off every pass right now. Newsome for 3. No. Rebound Overbay. The Jacks struggling continues. Yeah. That's over and back.
Oh, my goodness. That is.
Conrad stayed back too long.
That is crucial right there.
5 minutes exactly. The Jacks haven't scored since Nom. It's been a while. It's been a long time. They only scored 6 last quarter. They haven't scored this quarter. The entire second half, they've only scored 6 points. Ball deflected into the backcourt. Newsome tracks it down. Bounce pass, feed, foul line, backdoor cut. Irwin, drop step spin, fouled on the way up, and he's going to head to the line for 2.
Well, that's been the difference in the second half is R.A. Long. They came out of the gates making everything from the perimeter. You come in the second half, legs get a little bit more tired, the adrenaline's worn off. You got to get things down low. So they're good to get to the line.
Irwin sees the basketball go in the hoop. That's a relief. R.A. Long increases their lead out to 10. And now out to 11, and we're going to get a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here on the screen for everybody. They're in the timeouts with 4:42 left. Irwin with 2 big free throws. He's their pressure free throw shooter, Coach. He's probably going to get a lot of exercise here down the stretch from there. If you're R.A. Long, I mean, what are you saying to your guys from an offensive standpoint? Obviously, you need to stop them on the defensive side, but how do you coach this last 4:42 knowing you're playing with a 9-point lead, 11-point lead now?
Well, you can't play scared, and I'm not saying that they're going to, but you can't play in a game like this going, we're not going to lose. You got to still play to win. R.A. Long has been so good and won, feels like a million games in a row because they've played their style. So here we see, still full court pressure. It wouldn't shock me if they went back to their run and jump here or some other action. Nope, they're just going to play them straight up.
Far side handoff. Bayo feeds it to Ballsley. Ballsley back to the basket. Kick. Reed, another 3 on the way! Splash! Reed with 2 threes. He's got 6, lead down to 8. Rookledge to get it back. No. Crane rebounds. Goes up. Double clutch. Foul. Then he'll head to the line. Rookledge, a quick trigger there, Coach. Like you said, you can't play scared.
Yeah.
Jake Reed, 2 triples in the fourth quarter, and the lefty making it look smooth out there. Crane at the line. Hits the first. 46-37. This was a big foul here because now Tumwater's only got 1 to give as well. So this is not the place that you would want R.A. Long to be in as the ball is tapped and controlled by Overbay. Quick outlet up ahead. Late getting back. Foul and 1. Crane just picked up his 4th. And Balsley scores his first points of the game and has a chance at the and one.
And Nick, here's the chess match, right? You're Jure. Do you ask the question, do we need a little more size, right? Do we need to go high-low, get Coates in there, do some different things?
Rookledge rebounds it. Balsley can't convert the three-point play, but Tumwater just keeps coming. Can the Jacks find their offense back again? Rookledge chased. Someone's open under the basket. Herrera to the foul line to Crane. Crane looking to keep the ball moving out. Gets it back, pump fakes, finds a cutter. Irwin, near side reverse off the window.
Big bucket.
Breathing room, down to 3:35 in the game, and Irwin in double figures. Might have been a push off there by Bayo. The RA Long fans very upset, no whistle. Drive, baseline, fumbled, tied up, still tied up. Turnaround hook somehow muscled up and in by Bayo. 48-41. Bayo. Bayo. I like that one.
I like it.
I wonder if he likes it. I don't know. I can't find out right
now.
Yeah. Crane finds Irwin underneath again. Irwin blocked, but a foul is called. Overbay came over, and that's going to be the fourth foul. Bayo in double figures with 10, by the way. I always love when people are on the comment section and then they say score. Like, are you asking for the score? Because it's literally like at the bottom of the screen on the score bug.
Or maybe they're saying, hey, go score.
Yeah, they want somebody to score. Maybe that was it. First free throw for Irwin is good. The Crocodile Hunter with 11 as Herrera gave Jure some good minutes there and heads back to the bench. Still haven't seen Coates a lot here as the free throw is missed. It's out of bounds, though, and they're going to say last touch by Crane.
Yeah, might have got a piece. Obviously, we're not capable of instant replay here yet. We'll wait for that sizable donation.
Yeah, well, it's going to be in the form of like 3 people as well.
Yeah. Hey.
49-41.
Got to get a bucket here. Back pick. Flare screen.
Anchors ran off the line. Pump fakes. Drop step spin. Cutter. Nice move. Balsley scores it. Can the Jacks survive at this point? 2:30 left in the ball game. Free throws for every foul upcoming. Double team. Passed out of. Irwin with it now. Backs it out. Double team. Jumps and passes to Crane. Crane kicks. Ball movement. Irwin thought about it. Back to the corner. Pitsley back out. Irwin. 11 on the shot clock. Jacks using some time. Pitsley fires a pass. It's intercepted. 2-on-1 break up ahead. Newsom does a good job of stopping and baiting a shot, and it's airballed long. Tumwater's biting on everything. They're leaping on every ball fake. They're running double teams, and they're going to have to think about maybe when they want to execute some fouls here, maybe still a little early. 1:49 left in the game. Crane shimmies, drops it off backwards to Pitsley. Pitsley with 8 on the clock gets it to Newsom. The Jacks are just playing keep away right now. Entry, Rookledge, foul line jumper, nothing but net. That could be the sealer.
Huge.
Still an 8-point lead, and now a silly foul is called on Newsom, and it's going to be free throws.
Gives him life.
Tumwater at the line now. It's just a situation where you don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, 90 seconds on the clock. Free throws the rest of the way. You know, is Coach Wilson going to call a timeout here? Little full court pressure, something we don't really know yet. That's what I'm kind of anticipating, some sort of something.
I like
some sort of something.
Some
I like
sort
that.
of
That's
something.
good analysis right there.
I love that. 1:30 left. If you call a timeout after the make, if they do make it here.
I do. Well,
it's missed.
Perfect.
Rookledge.
Don't have to worry about it.
Rebounds it. Rookledge takes a couple dribbles, outlets it up ahead to Pitsley.
Might consider, well, just with how, you know, Pitsley seems to have such an aversion to shoot, might be an idea the moment he touches it to foul him.
Jacks weaving through traffic, moving it around. Pitsley gets it out. Rookledge far side. Newsom Feeds Crane. Crane, foul line jumper, turnaround, no good. Gets his own rebound and wisely backs it out to use some time.
That's a man's rebound.
And there's a reach, and the Jacks can sense it now. 54.8 seconds left. Free throws the rest of the way. Timeout, Tumwater. 54.8 left in the ball game. Fans, consider a donation to your hosts. 7 says can't see clock. You are correct. Yep. Clock is not displayed.
We got 54.8.
Yep.
Just under a minute.
Well, Coach, here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
District championship. R.A. Long, Tumwater.
Nothing like it. You know, this is where experience shows. We've been touching on that point, but you got 2 free throws. You're a senior. You're coming up here. Your mindset is, I'm not worried about the second one. I got to make the first one. You come up there, you make one. You make the second, you push it to 9. You know, under a minute to go, that's just, it's an uphill battle. Credit Tumwater. My goodness. We all, myself included, thought that they were kind of dead in the water, and they came out and had a great second half.
I mean, excuse me, I've been fighting a sickness and cold, so sorry about that. That's why my voice sounds a little shot, because it is. Yeah, no, the experience factor has been huge, but Tumwater came out, and they kind of showed that in the first quarter, first half. Maybe some nerves a little bit, Coach. They're pretty much all younger underclassmen, and as Newsom misses front iron. So still life here for Tumwater.
Absolutely. You come down, make or miss, you got to get something quick. Got to get it within the next 10, 15 seconds.
Newsom misses a pair. Ball out of bounds. And it's going to stay here. And Overbay cannot believe it. And I tend to agree with Overbay on this one here, Coach. I think I had a pretty good look at it.
Yeah.
And it looked like Rookledge poked that ball out of bounds. Tough break there for the T-Birds.
It's got to be switch everything, deny everything, go get it.
That's the guy you want to foul, and they do. Ant Herrera will head to the line.
Well, rinse and repeat for Tumwater, right? You got to just go down next 10 seconds and get a good look. And if it falls, you play it out. If not, might be it.
Herrera, like he's been in the game for the entirety of this one, steps up. Just a sophomore, bright future for Ant Herrera, bright present for Ant Herrera. As he comes in and hits one, and this ball is rebounded, 8-point game.
It's got to be a bucket in the next 10 seconds.
Reed hands it off. Bayo drives, drop step inside. Very tough shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, and a foul is called, though. It's going to be free throws for the double bonus, not a shooting foul. 38.5 left in the game. Got a great comment here from Jared Meckles that says, the Jacks have played to not lose this entire second half, and they're lucky to escape with the win.
Free throws.
They haven't won yet, but first one off the mark.
It's got to be a make and a timeout for Coach Wilson. Well,
does not get that.
Can't get the timeout if you don't get the make. Man.
Rookledge is going to walk it the other way. Rookledge, a tremendous free throw shooter for R.A. Long. 36.7. I think the Jacks fans and maybe the players can feel it now, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at one of the best shooters in the area over the last couple years, quite frankly. The guy's just a dynamite shooter.
Dynamite kid.
Yeah, absolutely. So sinks these. That might be it.
First on the way, nothing but twine. The Columbia River killer, Jeff Rookledge, at the free throw line.
Offensive rebounds, free throw rebounds really hurt Tumwater in these last 2 minutes.
7 in the game. Crane nearly grabs the rebound.
And
Overbay throws it out of bounds.
That's all she wrote.
33.2, a couple of late turnovers. You hate to single out a play, especially in a game where you were once down by 24. But, Coach, the over and back call when momentum was all on Tumwater's side really changed the tide in their comeback effort, as we've got a timeout by Coach Key. That's the one play that I go back to.
Yeah.
That it's not that you just came up empty. You gave a basketball away on a play that you performed correctly 99.9% of the time. You know, so those are the plays, you know, I refer to as deflators. You know, it's like not only do you give the ball back, but you give confidence back. You know, you have an embarrassing moment. You airball a free throw. You know, something out there. The deflate plays, they can catch up, you know. And tough situation for Tumwater to be in anyway, because, I mean, they found themselves down 24 at the break. Kudos to them. They held RA Long to 6 in the third quarter. And honestly, I mean, they've only scored 16 in the second half total. So the defense has done their job to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, you as a staff, if you, at the end of this game, you look back and you go, man, we held the #1 team in the state to 6 points in the third, 10 as of right now in the fourth. You're probably saying to yourself, we're going to win that game.
Right.
And that's just the unfortunate nature of that first half.
Inbound goes to the backcourt. Newsom catches and is fouled immediately with 31.9 left. 9-point game. I mean, it's already a very steep hill to climb for the T-Birds.
No, don't mind me. I got to check in on that Fort Vancouver game.
No, I'm not minding you at all.
I'm a 1A coach, man. Shout out to the Trico.
Newsom misses. How about Kyle Randall and the job that he did with Kalama this year? And one win away from getting to the state tournament.
Man, Kyle, you know, Kyle's a good buddy of mine. We do our Friday morning Bible study together. Good dude. Shout out to Nate McMullen, too. He sent me a text. Kyle Randall, great dude, great coach, and that team's going to be something to deal with for the next couple of years.
3 on the way and down for Anchors.
Why not?
Timeout after the main basket. 23.4. Anchors has had a hell of a game. 15 unofficially for him for Tumwater. Fans, we got to start thinking of player of the game here tonight. Type in your votes, please, to the comment section when you have a second here at this timeout. Cam Newsom unofficially with 17. Josh Crane with 13. Landon Irwin with 11. Jeff Rookledge with 7. Anthony Herrera with 1. Those are your scores tonight here, so I'm not going to say where I'm leaning and what I'm thinking.
I don't know if I should yet either. I might just hold that till the end of the game.
Yep. Someone says that you're the MVP.
Yeah, I'll take cash. I'll take cash.
Man, I didn't know I was going to get big-timed here on my own stream.
Oh, no.
Having Hayden tilted here, I didn't realize the star power was going to be. No. Man, I'm
in my own mind.
I'm second fiddle right now.
In my own mind.
Jacks are going to head to the line here with Landon Irwin. 54-47. Still 22.2 left here in the ball game. Irwin hits the first.
You know what amazed me about this season, from coaching, from watching? Free throws. It really became so apparent this season. People either making or missing fourth quarter free throws.
Three on the way and down.
Why not?
Anchors.
Why not?
Anchors is just on one here in the second half. 18 now, lead down to 6. 15.8. If one of those two shots was a miss, this game's over.
Yeah. You know, I'm not trying to plug in NFHS, but we got a good little ball game. Oh, missed it. Ford up 5 against Monty. This is like NFL Red Zone.
Yeah.
I'm giving scores and updates from all over.
Double box.
Yeah.
$15.8 left here. Jared, the answer to that question is yes. Nate Conrad says Newsom player of the game. And he has some reasons to back it up.
Yeah, I don't want to give my pick away, but he might be trending in the right direction.
Uh-oh.
Did I give it away?
No. You just said he might be.
Might be.
Might be.
T-turn.
That's not a definitive yes.
Yeah.
Irwin receives and is fouled by Reamer. We haven't seen a lot of Reamer here tonight. He had double figures against Woodland and, you know, was the first guy off the bench for Coach Wilson tonight. And,
yeah.
you know, he's made a couple of different moves to try to match up with the Lumberjacks. Reamer missed 3 free throws, missed a couple of other open shots.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, it was just a moment where you thought you were going to get confidence in him throughout the game, and he lost a little bit of it. But that's just speculation on my part as Irwin keeps the hopes alive here. 56 to 50, 15 seconds to go. We're not out of the woods quite yet. One free throw here I think would do it.
I think you're right, but a miss, you just...
It's a make.
There you go.
57-50.
Might as well get to that guy.
Yeah, he missed one.
And
Rebound, Rookledge, and he's fouled, and that's going to do it. 5.8. Rookledge is going to walk it the other way. The net cutting ceremony will be coming up here, and we're going to name our Longview Grocery Outlet Bargain Baller of the game. .8 left in this one. Free throw good for Jeff Rookledge. I think Rookledge is on the list, Coach, for player of the game.
You know, he's been the X factor for this team all season long. I mean, you got your 2 horses. You know, you got Cam, you got Crane, but wow.
That's going to do it. A bank shot 3 ends it. It counts. Your final score, R.A. Long, back-to-back district champions. They win it over Tumwater, 59 to 53.
Congrats to Coach Key. Really, really happy for him. Good dude, great coach, loves basketball, cares about these kids. On the flip side of that, you know, kudos to Coach Wilson. They were dead in the water, Nick. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it.
Left for dead.
Yep, but came back and had a great run at it. Kind of gave it all they had, threw haymaker after haymaker, and just, you know, just ran out of time.
You know, this post game is going to sound like a Tumwater victory because, I mean, they came back and they made this really interesting, to be honest with you. And they had momentum on their side. Couple of plays stick in my mind. I already mentioned one.
Yep.
You know, the over and back. They also had a ball that was thrown away in the backcourt on a pass that went to the sideline. As the Jacks are celebrating here at Kelso High School at center court, 59 to 53. They are undefeated. They are 24-0, still perfect on the season. And they've won 25 overall, dating back to the game against Sela last year. They've won, here you go, 48 out of 51 games, and their only losses, 2 of them to Bremerton, who won the state championship and made it to the semis the year prior to that, and then once the Columbia River on the road by 1 last season, the team who finished 4th in the state. What a run.
What a run.
For the R.A. Long Lumberjacks, and sources tell me, because I looked it up,
oh boy,
Coach Key has now tied Kyle Fowler, I believe, for all-time wins at R.A. Long with 136.
Hey, you know what they used to say? Sit down, Fowler.
Yes, sit down, Fowler.
Sit down, Fowler. So, hey, congrats to Jure. Man, not something that, you know, you kind of get, not to say you get caught up in the moment, but when you look at it from a historical perspective, you have to put this run as an incredible run. I mean, multiple district championships, league championships, you know, state tournaments, state trophies. Really, really good and happy for Jure.
Real quick before we bring you the net cutting ceremony. We want to welcome you to the Longview Grocery Outlet Bargain Market post-game show. The Jacks receiving their trophy.
You know, there's no feeling quite like this. As a coach, I never got to experience the winning side as a player. I unfortunately went 0-2 in that moment, but no better feeling as a coach, as a program. You win a district title, and I mentioned this in the first game. It feels so good because of the journey. When you take a test and you pass a test, it feels so good because you studied. And just seeing all this, seeing the excitement, the young guys, the guys that didn't even step on the floor tonight but are at practice, are working hard, parents are involved, community's involved. You know, that's what makes this whole thing special. So congrats to these guys, man, and just an awesome feeling.
Ari Long posing for some pictures, well-deserved, holding the trophy. The 4th district championship in the last 5 seasons.
Wow.
The only team to interrupt that, the Mark Morris Monarchs, back against Columbia River 2 years ago here.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, against Ari Richardson and company. That was a coming out party, I think, for everybody in Mark Morris land on the heels of a good run in Yakima that saw him play for the championship the years prior. Most people had the expectation, led by Braden Olson, that the Monarchs would win league, and they did emphatically, and they dismantled River in that game, and then they ran up against 2 really good teams. You know, you ran up against
North
Kitsap first, as Zyshawn Key is going to climb the ladder here, and then also you played Bremerton in the first round. It turns out to being
little did we know.
Yeah, the
semi
semifinalists and a state champion the year after, as Zyshawn is up the ladder first here at the Longview Grocery Outlet post-game show. Let's talk unofficial numbers here while we're showing you guys the players cutting down the net. First for the visitors, unofficially, Landon Akers with 21 in the ball game. Great effort for him. Seemed like he couldn't miss from 3 down the stretch. Ethan Bayo with 10. Jake Reed with 6. Julian Balsley with 3. Owen Reamer with 2. Luke Oberbay with 4, including a thunderous dunk to start the game. They brought the fireworks, but fell behind a little too far in that second quarter. 53 total tonight for the T-Birds in the loss. For R.A. Long, again unofficially, Newsom with 17. Crane with 13. Irwin with 13. Rookledge with 8. Herrera with 1. Pitsley and Coates playing, not scoring here tonight for the Lumberjacks. Go ahead. Yep.
I was just going to say, coming off those scoring totals, Coach Key pushed all the right buttons tonight. You know, he went small. He took Coates out. He put him in good moments. You know, Pitsley did his job defensively. Herrera obviously comes in. You know, you've seen it all season. Comes in the fourth quarter and makes plays and shots. And, you know, sophomore coming up in a district championship game and making free throws. I mean, my goodness, that's not easy to do. I was, as a sophomore myself at the time, I was not ready at all for that. So, you know, everybody kind of stepped in and played their role. That was what I took away from this.
Can't argue with any of those points there, Coach. I think that ultimately the experience factor played the biggest part in the reason why R.A. Long is winning this game here tonight. You know, Tumwater, they're not out of it, obviously. They're still going. They're going to be a top 8 team. You know, they're going to be at Yakima. Their future looks incredibly bright. Their present looks bright, you know. So this is a great learning opportunity for them, if you ask me. And they're going to build upon a game like this because every team that they play after R.A. Long, you hope that you're going to be able to breathe a little bit more, you know, and not feel like that the weight of the world is just down on top of you because, like I mentioned, it's so hard to come back when these guys are up double figures on you. So,
well, it's something where you're moving forward, and we'll see what the committee does. I think you're right. I think Tumwater's the top 8. I mean, obviously, right, RPI is telling us right now that it's, a top 2 team. And so just trying to understand what the committee's going to do, trying to understand – I just watched Montesano miss that shot ball game. Trying to understand just what the next game looks like, right? As coaches, it's really hard to stay in the moment. Even cutting down nets, even winning district championships, you cut down a net. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful, right? But your mindset is already moving on to the next one, right? And that's the challenge, staying present, enjoying it. But we got to move on and see what the committee says and start prepping for our regional game.
Yeah, I mean, last year Mark Morris was a host for a regional game. The Jacks took on Foster. We all remember that. That probably won't be the game this year.
Probably not.
But, yeah, I mean, in terms of speculation, I think you're going to get like a handful of teams in that 7 range. I mean, I just don't know how they're going to value it. You got Renton as a district champion that played a brutal schedule that's just 2 games over 500. Grandview wins the district championship. I know they want to protect district champions in the first 8. I just don't see how you reasonably can. I don't see how you can protect Renton as a top 8 team, even though I think that they're top 8 talent.
Yeah, good way to put it.
I think that they probably are in the top 8. But then again, we haven't seen them against Lakewood. We haven't seen him against Anacortes. We haven't seen him against Linden. We saw him against Bremerton, I believe, and Bremerton beat him by 12. We've seen him against Foster. We've seen him against Lindbergh. A couple teams that are one's in the playoffs, the other one's fringe. So, yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot to digest in that spot, and the committee's got a tough job to do. And there you go, Rhett Young.
Yeah, good for him.
Still on the roster, by the way.
Yeah, he gave us headaches.
I think he gave a lot of people headaches.
He gave us headaches. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, RPI things, and Linden has had a quote-unquote down year.
Yeah.
And they're kind of on that fringe. I could see the committee putting them at 8. I could see the committee, I mean, if they fell to 9, that'd be pretty unbelievable. But if I wake up tomorrow and the committee puts, let's say hypothetically, Ari Long at 1, or Bremerton, doesn't matter, you match up with a Linden. I feel good because I'm the number 1 or number 2 team in the state, right? But you got to play the perennial team, and I wouldn't be very happy about that myself.
I mean, you can't really.
There's no easy team moving on.
Yeah.
There's no team that you're like, wow, this is the team that will be an easy win, quote unquote. It's all uphill from here. But I wouldn't want to play Ari Long either.
Sorry, Justin. It's just semantics. That's all. I just call it regionals because I only view the state tournament to be at the state site. That's just my wording for it. I don't mean to offend. It's just they've convoluted it and made it so tough. And there you go. Kyle Fowler is going to get up there and cut a piece of the twine. I like that. Justin, I'm from an era where 16 teams went to the Tacoma Dome, 16 teams went to Yakima, and one played 16. Everyone was guaranteed 2 games, and that was it. So I've always referred to that as the state tournament.
Yeah.
But here comes head coach Jeray Key.
Happy for you, Jeray. Good for you.
Well, that's the net cutting ceremony. Now they're going to pose for a picture under the basket.
Instagram time.
Yep, it's exactly. Jake Moe says the Jacks are unstoppable. I know you're here in the building, Jake. Come on, man. Just logged on to type that. Enjoy the celebration. All right, Hayden. We got a job to do.
Yeah. Somebody's
going to be taking home a $25 gift card courtesy of our Longview Grocery Outlet. Again, sponsoring our bargain baller of the game. Be sure to stop by Longview Grocery Outlet and meet the bargain hunter, Ben Saban. And, Coach, I don't know. I'm actually kind of conflicted even up until this exact moment,
Yeah.
I think that the quartet, the barbershop quartet of Newsome, Crane, Irwin, and Rookledge all had their individual moments here in this game.
Yeah.
And I think it's so hard to separate one of their performances from the other guys. Yeah. I'm of the belief that they played with the confidence behind Cam Newsome in his start here tonight with 17. Yeah. And the shots that he was hitting, they were not easy. They were very well guarded, tough jumpers on the run. You know, he was dribbling to spots behind the line, well behind it. Yeah. And I thought that everybody kind of fed off of that confidence. And then everybody else started to make some plays and make some shots. So that's where I'm going with it. I'm leaning Cam Newsome, although I wouldn't have a problem with Crane getting it, Irwin getting it. Yeah. I feel like that Irwin's buckets were more at the free throw line and the result of good passing and good cutting back door. If you're looking for a guy who got you a bucket when you needed it, it's either Newsome or Crane. Yeah. So, and I think that Cam's start is the difference maker for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you at all. You know, the only other argument I would say is Crane kind of wore on them, but I like what you said, the start. I mean, they didn't just throw haymakers. They KO'd them in the first 12 minutes of this game, and Newsome was the guy that kind of stirred the drink, that got things going, hitting perimeter shots, getting downhill, defending. So, yeah, I stamp my approval right there.
So our Longview Grocery Outlet bargain baller of the game, Cam Newsome, unofficially 17 points in the ball game. Jesse Spellmeyer says Crane's early threes and the mid-range took the wind out of the T-Birds in the first half. I'm okay with your argument, Jesse. I'm not going to make one against it. I think that everybody is going to have a different player of the game in their mind for how this one played out. Yeah. You know, honestly, I mean, the player of the game could have just been the time clock, because that's what really ran out on Tumwater as we got down the stretch there. I mean, they looked like
it was tense.
Yeah, the team that was kind of, wavering a little bit. So, not to take anything away from them winning, and it's a great finish. So, but I'm just candid. I'm honest. 58-53, the Jacks win it. Their second straight district championship. They're fourth in the last 5 seasons. And they are going to be a top 2 team guaranteed. They might be the number 1 team coming up tomorrow. The 20-game winning streak for Tumwater has been snapped. They are now 21-2 on the season. Not a bad loss, by the way, to take to the committee.
Not a bad loss.
Pretty sure that they're going to be a top 5 team. I'd be really shocked if they drop below 5.
Yeah. The hard part is, I haven't sat in on committee meetings, but I know what goes on. I know the conversations that are had, and I don't want to be poo-pooing on Tumwater. I just think sometimes people have a little bit of recency bias. Arlong came out, punched them. Yeah, Tumwater battled back, made a game out of it. It wouldn't surprise me, based upon just things that I've heard about things that happen in the committee, to see Tumwater fall out of the top 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. Just wouldn't surprise me.
I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely shocked. The reason I say that is I know exactly what you're alluding to.
Yeah.
First of all, with the conversations that you're going to get into that room. It has to be null and void at some point. You can't continuously carry out an exercise, especially when you look at last year. Last year, Foster got the treatment. They got the 7th seed. Yeah. And you know what? I hate to sound like a person that's taking away from what a team did during the year with their resume. They got outmatched by Ari Long by 30. Yeah. They got outmatched by Prosser by 27. Yeah. Something in that range. Prosser ended up playing for the title. The Jacks ended up finishing 3rd. Obviously, that's a tough draw. Yeah. Okay, but they showed, based on their seeding and where they were at, that they weren't on the level of the 11 seed even in Prosser, right, or whatever they were. They were either 10 or the 11. No, they were the 10. They played Ridgefield in the first. They were the 10 seed. So, I'm not trying to say that Renton is the only team that we're focused on right here, right? But to me, right, that's where the argument is going to be key. Is they're going to battle it out for, hey, our guys are top 8. We're district champions. We played Bellevue. We played, this team. We played that team. We play in the Metro League. All of that's true. And I have no problem acknowledging that. I've got no problem acknowledging that they're probably a top 8 team in terms of their talent.
Yeah.
But I thought that this whole thing was about like your resume building season, right? And you can't count too many good losses in exchange for bad wins. I'm not going to sit here and say that Tumwater's wins are bad. This is the best team that they've gone up against. But Ari Long has beaten teams by 20, 30 all year long.
Yes.
I mean, Tumwater erased that deficit and proved that they at least belong on the court with them, at times. So I don't see how you could reasonably go in there. And then you got Linden. I mean, really, are you going to tell me that Linden is not going to be in the top 8 versus Renton? If that's are those the last 2 teams? And then Grandview, I mean, they were without one of their best players, Frankie Medina, for about a 3-week, 4-week stretch early in the season. And all they did was battle through it and end up winning districts. And then you've got Bainbridge on the outside of District 3, Bremerton. That game should be final by now. Pullman's going to get the disrespect card because they're over on the east side. But look at last year, Tilty. Last year, West Valley Spokane came in as the 4 seed. Nobody thought they deserved it. And they played like they didn't deserve it because they got destroyed.
They got blasted.
So, I mean, if you're looking at recency bias, right, I'm looking at Foster, I'm looking at Pullman, and I'm saying just because you won a district, right, doesn't mean that you're of the same tier as the good teams that are in the class, the great teams. Because they're good. But the difference between being good and great is massive.
It's big.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's big.
And when you get to that point, I don't care how many reps that that are in that room, and you got to have a real conversation. It's just going to be so interesting. I'm telling you what, that 9 team is going to be somebody that's going to make a massive run. I'm telling you right now. I wouldn't want to play any team at all in this tournament. Like, there's nobody that's safe. I don't want to play. Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to play somebody, but I'm not picking and choosing my battles. I'm going to let the bracket work itself out, because I think that anybody could beat anybody. If Anacortes and Linden are splitting, if Sela and Grandview are splitting, West Valley and Pullman played a 2-point game earlier this year. Those are teams out of the district. Tumwater and Ari Long are playing a 6-point game, a 2-possession game, banked in 3 at the end, maybe a 3-possession game, whatever. But the margin for error is so thin right now. And I have a hard time seeing Tumwater on the outside looking in at the top 8 after playing for a district championship, winning 20 games in a row.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not arguing for them being outside the top 8. I just think
you're fine.
I just think that like you said, the good to great is Tumwater. Yeah, they won 20 straight. They are a very good team. There is no question. They came back, roared back. We're right here. I'm just curious because things that I've heard in private conversations that go on in the committee.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me if they found themselves at 7. That's just kind of what I know. I could be completely wrong in this, but that's just personal experience and things that I've seen and heard.
Nope, I respect it, and I don't.
We should just do the seating.
I think so.
We should just sit down. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I think we can hammer it out.
Yeah,
I really do.
We do a good job.
I mean, if I was going right now on the top of my head, I would probably have Bremerton at 1. I would have Ari Long at 2.
Okay.
I would have Anacortes at 3.
Yeah, you got to reward them.
I think that I would have somebody different in this spot, but for the sake of assumptions, if they won their district tournament based on recent trends, I would have Pullman probably at 4, winning that district over there.
Sure.
This is where I think it gets a little hazy at 5 because I think Sela is still a team that deserves to be there.
Yeah.
I think that they have 2 wins over Grandview. When you guys lost or lost that 1 to Mark Morris, but you'd still beaten Ari Long twice that year, you guys were still 4th or 5th in the seeding, right? So you still were a top 8 seed.
Yeah, we were 4.
I would probably have Pullman around there at 5. At 6, this is where it kind of gets even trickier. I'd probably have Tumwater at 6, Grandview at 7, and then Linden at 8. Maybe swap Linden and Grandview, but Grandview won their district, so I think that you're going to give them the benefit. I'd have Linden at 8, and then I'd probably have Renton at 9, and then I'm okay with Columbia River, I think,
I wouldn't want to play them.
But I think Bainbridge is going to end up being higher. I think Bainbridge will be your 10. And then River as the 11. Lakewood, if they ended up beating Prosser at 12. Clover Park and Franklin Pierce, if they won their game. Foster, I think, is in that same range. I mean,
looking at it right now.
Yeah, I think Tumwater is probably in that 6th spot. You know, that's just kind of what I mean. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the interesting thing is going to be once we get to that, 3rd through 8th.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a jumble of teams that can make a valid argument. There's no way Linden will be above Anacortes, right? We know that.
Well, it couldn't be,
Yeah, there's no way Grandview is going to be above Sela, even though they beat them head-to-head. They lost 2 of 3. So, I mean, I guess we have to sort out the rest of it. It's just resumes, like who do we like? What do you value? Do you value wins regardless of who they play, or do you value good losses?
That's part of it, man. As a coach, when you put together a schedule, there's 3 things. A, I am going to stack wins. Okay, great. We think we are a team that is in a position to be a top 8 team. Great. There's option 2, like what Prairie did. They went out and they started playing these, upper tier 3A teams to build the resume. Or C, your team sucks and you don't care. Right? Those are your 3 options, okay, about who you play. And I've seen it work for teams that stack wins. I've seen it work for teams that schedule tough teams, and their record's not great. You're either good or you're not, and this is where teams are playing their best basketball. And, man, I'm excited for next week, and I'm excited to see what the committee does tomorrow. I'm excited just to see how this whole thing plays out. You're going to Yakima.
Yep.
You're excited for that.
We're all excited.
Yeah, I mean, you kidding me?
Yeah, this is what we live for here. It's been a special season here, guys, unfortunately. As most of you know by now, there still will be some comments coming in later, but am I going to still be streaming beyond this? And not for basketball. I'm definitely not going to be doing that. We are handing it over to the NFHS network. That's not my decision, but they got great work going on, and I'm going to contribute to it. So we'll have to follow along with the NFHS network, and the Yakima tournament will be brought to you by the Eli Sports Network. So be sure to follow those guys and subscribe for $14 a month. Worth it, actually, if you watch a lot of basketball.
Yeah, I mean,
it really is. But, it's been a special season, guys. If you're in a position to help out, send a couple schmeckles to the hosts at N2 Media. Cash donations accepted in person. But yeah, it's been a great year, and Coach, I'm glad that you reached out, and I'm glad I could get you on here because I've definitely wanted to have some other perspective.
Oh, I had fun, man.
And
it was a great time.
Yeah, you brought a great bit of analysis as a coach and able to really help people understand some of the movement, some of the sets that these teams were running here tonight. And obviously, as a former player, I mean, your name's on the wall for a reason. So.
I think I was wrong on about 80% of my analysis tonight with my sets and calls. But you know what? I was right 20% of the time, and that's all that matters.
Well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
That's right. No, it was great, man. Thanks for having me on. Congrats to Coach Key. This is awesome for these guys. That senior class, they're going to go over to Yakima, and it would not surprise me one bit if we see Championship Saturday, a Bremerton RA Long title game. Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, the Jacks have never played for a championship in their school history. Hoping to make a little school history. They already have this year and last year. Most wins in program history last year. If they get one more, they'll set that record again this year. And they had a 3rd place finish, which was tied for their highest of all time, dating back to 1939. So I feel like that the team that they had last year probably was better than those guys. So
whoa. Those guys fought in World War II, I'm assuming, right? We got to give them credit. They probably set screens.
Oh, yeah.
They probably got up and down.
So, yeah, I mean, it's been a great run for RA Long, and, I wouldn't be surprised either there, Tilty. I mean, it's just a matter of the matchups. Like you said, so many games that are decided over in Yakima. You got a team that's really great at on-ball pressure. You got another team that tries to sag out and get you to, keep everything outside, but they knock down their threes. You got to make some adjustments on the run. You got guys that are bigger. You got guys that are quicker. I mean, there's so many different aspects of – and then the coaching. We haven't even talked about that. I mean, really, that's where the games are won and losses. How do you manage your rotations? How do you manage foul trouble? How do you adjust when you see somebody on their bench get up that you weren't expecting to get up? You know, are you countering? Are you staying? You know, there's a lot of things that go into it. And you mentioned a great coach in Brian Roper earlier, which is why you wouldn't want to see a Linden, because that guy, you know, he's calm, he's calculated, not emotional. He's just a great coach, great leader of young men. So
and here's something too, is you can be the best coach in the world, but you need to have the players.
100%.
You know, I think any average fan could see that R.A. Long has very good players. You know, Tumwater has very good players. And so going into this, you know, for all young hoopers out there, for all young coaches, you got to have players, right? So you can put them in positions, but they got to be able to make plays. And, you know, R.A. Long made just a couple more plays tonight.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here, guys. We're going to log off. We appreciate all the support from everybody all season long. You helped make this possible. We just had a month where we had 250,000 views total between all of our stuff for engagement.
Dude,
so
good for you,
moving
man.
Up the ladder. We're trying.
Good for you.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. R.A. Long wins it. Their second straight district championship. They're fourth in the last 5 years. They're still undefeated at 24-0, on their way to the state tournament and heading over to Yakima in a couple weeks' time. The regional site games coming up next Friday and Saturday. The committee will be at work tomorrow and will be releasing the bracket around 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. In that time frame, I will, of course, update everybody immediately as soon as I know. On behalf of my co-host, Hayden Tilton, I am Nick Sisson of N2 Media saying thank you for a great season, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.